Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today we're going to be talking about the new Edania nodes and are they worth it? What should you get? How do you go about using it? And yeah, I'm going to show you what I have in game, but these are from the current patch notes for, I guess, this week, the 21st. And basically, to give you an idea, all the Adonia nodes are one contribution point, which thank God, because that's some of the connections are kind of weird for now. I assume they'll change with part 2. Maybe they'll have a well or a new town in a different area where you can connect things to easier. But I wanted to talk about which ones are probably worth getting and should you like invest in it. All right, so looking at all of these nodes, usually when I talked about them in my previous video, timbers are always good, saps are good, especially if you're crafting the new Adonia Harmony Elixir. That's for the endgame players and everything. This is probably pretty good. All of these ores, vanadium, titanium, the biggest use of them, in my opinion, is creating Monos accessories. And like, it saves you silver, but if you're not crafting them to enhance it, it's, you know, kind of questionable to get. Otherwise, if you're making them for profit, you are profiting, but it's not a lot. It's probably like 5-10 mil, you know, profit after the sales, at least here on the NA server. So yeah, I can't really say I'd recommend it if you're going for the ores specifically. If you're looking for all three things, like the powders and the rough red crystals, it might be actually pretty good. Excavation nodes are generally always profitable because Trace of Nature is very expensive. The problem is connecting there, because it's not just like, here, you get this one node and you get it. You have to connect through like 7 other things. So like the amount of contribution points required is, you know, kind of different. So anyway, down on the right side, I believe. So if I looked at the nodes correctly, a lot of these are on the left side of Adonia. So like, pretend this is the well. If you go to left side and then the right side, these are all, I believe, left and top, whereas all the timbers are right and, you know, more or less top. So I've been trying these two nodes with the new Capristry timber and the saps because they're new, and so far it's okay. If you need anything elder, like elder tree timbers, bloody tree knots, and all this stuff, connect through the Valencia, or not Valencia, Alta Nova nodes. You can get literally all of these significantly faster. And the only time you should be getting these elder tree timber nodes is if you're already connecting for something else and these are just kind of on the way. Otherwise, the Alta Nova connection is significantly cheaper for that one. And then I haven't tested the new fishing spot yet, or like the fishing spots in Adonia, because they have new rare redfish that's probably better than Velia, according to the chart that we looked at before. Like, they sell for more, but who knows? I haven't tested it yet. And I think if you're doing the fish drying yard, if it's better than Port Afaria, there's obviously different kinds of fish, but if you're using it to make foods and, you know, do cooking and everything else with it, I don't know. If you probably have Port Afaria nodes connected, it might be okay, but if you're doing it just to test, it's probably a decent one. So to recap, if you were going to connect anything, what would I do? Trace of Nature, always a good one. Kind of expensive though, in my opinion. So if you don't already have all of them, get the other ones around the world first. The mining ones, I think these crystals are good if you do royal workshops or any sort of alchemy itself. These are probably pretty decent. These are high value crystals that you do royal workshops with. But if you're only in it for the ores like vanadium and titanium, probably not, you know, the best ones. I would do the one by Arihaza first. But, you know, the powders are actually worth something, especially powders of time. Rough red crystals are decent. So if your goal is to get at least 2 out of the 3 items, it's probably pretty decent. If you're only going for 1 out of the 3, there are better connections for it. I personally wouldn't get any of the Elder Tree Timber nodes just because there's a lot of other things around the world you can get. You can watch my video, I'll leave it in the description. I talk about all that stuff, where to get it. But I am trying the new Capris one because that one is new. So with that said, let's look at the game itself and talk about what I think it is. And here are the prices for all the fish and everything where you can fish them up. So these are actually more expensive than the Velia ones. Well, I don't know the drop rate. I might have to do testing if you guys know or have any data on that one. But yeah, all of these, in theory, sell for more to the trade, so it might be actually worth doing. But anyway, let's go into the game. Okay, so with that said, going down into here. So there's only one spot you start connecting, right? You know how I talked about left and right branch? So this is the right branch that we go, and here is all like the ores and everything. So I have this one. This is the only node worth getting for the Capris, or like this is the only one with new stuff in it, which is a 9 contribution connection. That's actually kind of a lot, and it's kind of crazy. So I'm assuming that, like, you know, part 2 Adonia, there's probably going to be like a well somewhere around here where the new stuff is, probably in the future, like all this. So I assume people are going to change their connection when part 2 to make this a lot easier. We don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, for now, there aren't really actually any nodes aside from this one that I wanted to get on the right side of the tree. A lot of the important ones that you saw before, for example, like where is it? There were, yeah, like if you were trying to get all of these ores that we just talked about, it's probably better to go up the connection. Well, like if you're going for this one, you might as well just connect through the top. But if you're starting from scratch and you don't care about this Capris tree node, what I would do, it's hard, especially because it's new and people don't have all the nodes discovered. I think I have this map 100%ed so far, which, by the way, guys, if you haven't already, get this mountains one. Unless you go out of your way to explore this node is like actually a little bit harder to find yourself. It's a little bit hidden. But aside from that, I think, let me know if I'm missing a node, because I am pretty sure I got most of it, if this helps. But anyway, it's hard to recommend some of these nodes here because the high connection cost, and it's just kind of out of the way. You would think the well, I would have been happier if the well was like, you know, somewhere around here or something, just because it makes things here, or, you know, at the top, right? That makes more sense where all the nodes are connected. Yeah, I would probably say this one for the excavation is probably not too bad, but then the other ones going forward, like the ones going into the back over here, these mining ones, it's kind of expensive to get. But if you have the extra points, I have 464 total, and then I spent like 9 of them connecting through this way. I believe it is actually 1 contribution point cheaper to do this one, unless you're going like here, connecting this way. That one's probably, I think, 10. Just like, but actually, like, it could be the same. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Things are kind of expensive here. The only one worth getting, in my opinion, probably Capris tree, is because it's new and you need this new stuff. Otherwise, this town right here, it doesn't even have, like, it has lodging and all the storages, but I don't think this is really worth getting, because, like, unless Edania Part 2 has something amazing, the only thing you're going to be putting in here is like the new crystals and stuff that you grind out from the new spots, like, and then saps are worth a lot, obviously. Timbers are worth a lot. That's why I think these are worth it. But aside from that, like, all the, let me show you. From Arihaza, this node right here, the Gavinia Volcano Zone, these two give titanium and vanadium. I've had this running for years, and I use it, like, obviously I use more vanadium than titanium, but this is where you get a lot of the other stuff if you were curious to know. And if you're going for elder tree timber, once again, I have like 2 million of that, and they're processing in crates everywhere as well. So if you want that, put a node on like all of these. Elder tree over here, more elder tree. It's a significantly cheaper connection, and you'll get a lot more. So I've had this running for probably like 7 years or something. I've actually been trying to push this number down from like 3 million, and slowly but surely. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about: better ways and alternatives to getting various nodes and ores. And let me talk about something. If you are going for all these crystals because you're using it in royal workshops, that's fine, but just know that like the expensive one is the blue one. Everything else is, you know, just more or less normal price. Green one's okay, but blue and green, aside from that, kind of irrelevant. And maybe the translucent one, yeah, that one has a high value as well. But if you don't care and you're not really working on royal workshop stuff, I would say just ignore a lot of the Edania nodes. Yeah, this is the one I have, Ancient Ruins, because of that. And just keep in mind, like, this is what I have. It's kind of slow, but in this area, I literally only have artisans. So, like, I'm trying to min-max all of that one, see if they're actually good. But until then, like, I have workers of human and giants on there. We'll let you know in the next update. I don't know when we do our next node contribution video, telling you how it is it worth it. Aside from that, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Let me know, did you connect any of these nodes differently? Because I'm curious to know, aside from excavation and the new one, what did you guys pick in this region? And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.